of the all, and the all is in my hands. The loving mother, the dutiful wife, but that's just an aspect of me. Inside there is a driving force that's longing to be free, a voice that cannot be denied. It's the berserker in me. I am mother, daughter, sister. To you, maybe a friend. I am teacher, advisor, survivor, determined to the end. A force of nature, strong and true. On this truth I'll stand, 'cause I am in the hands of the all, and the all is in my hands. I make my own choices, decide my own fate, create life, take life, that's my comic state. If you try to control me, you will soon see my other side, the berserker in me. Truth, I'll make my stand, 'cause I am in the hands of the all, and the all is in my hands. I make my own choices, decide my own fate, create life, take life, that's my karmic state. If you try to control me, berserker in me, the berserker in me, the berserker in me.
Sophia, a mother, a daughter, a sister, a teacher, an advisor, a survivor, a fighter, a force of nature, and I come to you now as the truth sayer. Joined by the messengers of light, we bring to you a message. It's time to face the truth. In the depths of your being, you have long felt it, the pull toward what is real, what is authentic. Yet, the path to truth often seems daunting, filled with shadows of fear, pain, or uncertainty. But I ask you now to stand tall and face these shadows, for they hold the key to your freedom.
We see your struggles. We see the ways you avoid, distract, and hide from the truths that pulse just beneath the surface. But I ask you now, with all the compassion of the universe, to turn and face them. Look into the eyes of your deepest fears, your greatest sorrows, your unspoken longings, and your unacknowledged truths. For in that moment of reckoning, you will not find destruction. You will find yourself.
The fears that bind you, the falsehoods that you hold to protect yourself from pain, they are but chains that keep you from flying. The truth, no matter how heavy it may seem, is the lightest burden you will ever carry. It frees you to be who you truly are, to shed the masks you wear for others and even for yourself. It allows you to walk through this world unencumbered, strong in the knowledge that nothing can shake the foundation of your soul when it is built on truth.
So I urge you, do not fear the truth. Embrace it. It is your ally, not your enemy. It is the doorway to the life you were always meant to live. Yes, there may be discomfort as you step through it, but on the other side is a freedom so profound that you will wonder why you ever hesitated. We stand with you,
In love,
In courage.
and in truth.
Hi, this is Roxy. Welcome to Down at the Corner. We're going to listen to that again.
I am Sophia, a mother, a daughter, a sister, a teacher, an advisor, a survivor, a fighter, a force of nature, and I come to you now as the truth sayer. Joined by the messengers of light, we bring to you a message. It's time to face the truth. In the depths of your being, you have long felt it, the pull toward what is real, what is authentic. Yet, the path to truth often seems daunting, filled with shadows of fear, pain, or uncertainty. But I ask you now to stand tall and face these shadows, for they hold the key to your freedom.
we see your struggles. We see the ways you avoid, distract, and hide from the truths that pulse just beneath the surface. But I ask you now, with all the compassion of the universe, to turn and face them. Look into the eyes of your deepest fears, your greatest sorrows, your unspoken longings, and your unacknowledged truths. For in that moment of reckoning, you will not find destruction. You will find yourself.
The fears that bind you, the falsehoods that you hold to protect yourself from pain, they are but chains that keep you from flying. The truth, no matter how heavy it may seem, is the lightest burden you will ever carry. It frees you to be who you truly are, to shed the masks you wear for others and even for yourself. It allows you to walk through this world unencumbered, strong in the knowledge that nothing can shake the foundation of your soul when it is built on truth.
So I urge you, do not fear the truth. Embrace it. It is your ally, not your enemy. It is the doorway to the life you were always meant to live. Yes, there may be discomfort as you step through it, but on the other side is a freedom so profound that you will wonder why you ever hesitated. We stand with you,
In love,
In courage.
and in truth.
Hello, my friends. How are you guys this evening? This is Roxy. I am down at the corner. It is Tuesday and it's live. And it's been a very interesting day. I started it off by sort of being woken up out of my sleep and having to take my pen and trusty clipboard and basically be dictated to me this message that I just wrote out as I was instructed. The voice in my head kind of just went on and I just kept writing. I think people call it automatic writing or something. I've never really done it, but there was just so strong of a feeling that I just continued until it was finished. So I'm going to share that with you this evening, as well as a section from a podcast that we did on Sunday, which was down at the no, it was Holly's Something New podcast, and we happened to be joined by Warren and my brother Philip, my husband Warren and brother Philip, and we had a very interesting conversation based around ICS, the Independent Creator System that has been coming about, and we are in the throes of launching this week, and really focusing in on what this really means at this moment. It's a very serious I was just saying before the podcast, I'm mumbling to myself, I just want to do fun in the sun. It's just the last few days before school, the last few days of August. We barely had a summer here in Vancouver. Barely. I mean, I can count the days that were actual, what I would call summertime, where for 24 hours it was hot, because we had it when it was down to the 50s and up to the 80s, maybe climbing to the 80s. That was the summer for us. And I know some of you, oh, wow, boo hoo hoo, and so on. But yeah, like all year long, because I'm in Canada, you wait for those few months of somewhat summerish. And it's been quite a challenging summer. And so I just wanted to end the summer with some fun in the sun and the kids and ha 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 and all of that stuff. I'm struggling on with that thought, but it keeps coming back to this more serious moment that we are in. So TikTok people, you are sharing the reality with the people from Facebook. Oh dear, sorry. The people from Facebook. And because of that, and from foreverfreetv.com, which is our channel. So this is welcome to Forever Free TV on Roku TV, on your app, or on your Android, or foreverfreetv.com. That is the primary focus of all the things that we are doing. But we also are mindful of some of you that are on Facebook, some of you that are on TikTok and YouTube. And so we're welcoming all of y'all. Yeah, you're not enemies actually. You're just using the internet from different places. Isn't that something? Yeah, it's the same internet. It's different platforms. Hello everybody. Say hello to everybody. Like people on TikTok, say hello to people on Facebook. They're all human beings, hopefully. So we're gathering together here because we can. Because we can use all of these different camera type ideas and come together. We can. And we are doing that. Right this minute, we are making history doing this. Because Forever Free Media has never existed before in the world. Why? It's a great idea. It should have, but I'm the one that thought of it. And with Holly and with Warren and with the twins, we have established this new place to be online. Now, when you try to break into the market, as they say, there is the big guns. There's Facebook. Those are the social media platforms. There's YouTube. Everybody goes there, and TikTok. How dare you try to doubt something? Don't you know that nobody will come? Blah, 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 blah. Well, are you a streaming service? Are you Netflix? Are you Roku TV? How dare you? Who do you think you are? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I've heard all of those murmurings. And yet, 4 years later, Forever Free TV exists as an anomaly. Yeah, it's called something new. It's not quite social media, and it's not quite Netflix. It doesn't have only, demand, live on demand, videos on demand. We have live events such as this. We will be hosting pay-per-view events. What about variety? What about the fact that you are a human being and I'm a bored one? And I told you I suffer from CBS, chronic boredom syndrome. If I do the same thing over and over and over, it's not good. It's not good for anybody. So, as a result, we can have a multifaceted situation where any person of neurodivergent reality Who doesn't really like doing the same friggin' thing every single moment of every single day? Who doesn't think the 9 to 5 grind is what they were born to? That's why they came here, just to be a good worker. That's why you came here? It's not worth it. I'm going to tell you, take a ticket. No, I'm going to say, what I'm going to say is that's why you met up with me, because I'm one of those people who is not going to tell you, well, you should just suck it up. You should just stick it out. You should no. I'm 61 years old and I'm telling you, from the time that I was ever myself, Roxanne, I've been saying the same thing. This is a cute planet. It's not made for 9 to 5ing like the way we have designed it and forced everybody to think that it's normal. Why are there trees and flowers and grass and all these wonderful things that we can explore? All of the wonder of the world, so that we can be stuffed in a little office or in a little cubicle for all of the years of our life, just to be pulled out at about 65, and then the heart goes and we're gone. That's why you came here? Think about it. I'm drinking some tea whilst you think about it. Is that your purpose? Is that why you're here? Now that you've thought about it, and perhaps you realize it's what happened, it's what somebody told you you had to have happen. But did you really, was that your number one choice? If you had had the ability to do anything that you ever could think of, would that have been what you're doing as the most thing that you occupy your time with right now? Is that what would have been your number one choice? TikTok people, are you doing the thing that brings you joy? When you lay your head down at night, you go, ah, what a great day that was. I painted the Sistine Chapel. I wandered over and I created a bridge across. Is something fulfilling. I designed a new garment that I'm just so pleased with. I painted such amazing. Or I braved the freeway yet again. I honked my horn. I yelled. I got to work late. I got yelled at by my boss. I had to miss my break time because I got into work too late. Yada, yada, yada. The whole same confusion, annoyance. In my ear, everybody saying, Roxanne, is that what your life has become? Face the truth before you get your latest fix, which may be a drink of some kind. Before you kind of numb yourself in front of TikTok, scrolling, stop for a moment. This is going to be a tough podcast if you just want to numb your brain, numb your mind, and just scroll mindlessly. I am very much opposed. What do you see around you? There's purple, there's toys, there's me, there's purple, there's toys, there's me, there's a light. This is real. None of this is fake. None of it is artificial artificial intelligence. None of it. It's all Roxanne real. Human. I earned these wrinkles. I earned this skin. I am not filtered. This is my real hair coming from my real head underneath my real hat, which Caleb said, why are you wearing a hat, Roxanne? I said, do you realize how much easier that is than to make a coiffed style every day? Do you understand it's stressful on this planet? To which he said, okay, Auntie, you don't have to get worked up. But I do. I have to get worked up on behalf of all of you all who have been quieted down to a gentle simmer. You are a berserker that have been silenced and made to feel that you can only nod and you can only respond with the quiet response that you're supposed to respond with. Well, guess what? Guess what did he what? I created F the algorithm because I'm tired of it. I am tired of people who are absolutely phenomenal people feeling that they need to be quiet because there is so much fear. When you do raise up and say something, the backlash, the immediate stares, the immediate feeling, the people that make those terrible comments. How bold is it of you to sit in your little bedroom or whatever, wherever it is that you've calculatedly sat and write those stupid comments that you know inflict or use bots to do that? How dare you do that to good people who take the time to put out a video, who put themselves forward facing to say something that's of meaning to them? The least you could do is give it a like and move on. Nobody says you have to spend the time that it takes to comment. Just go away. If you don't like what I'm saying here today, go away. And all of you who are left, those are the ones for who are my audience. Look at that. Look how I solved that. Are you my niche? Are you still here? Do you like purple? Have you stopped giving a shit about everything, basically? That you can't even make yourself care about some things, even if you used to? You're my audience. You aren't an age, you aren't a color, you aren't a demographic. You're just an irritated human being who can't take any more of the nonsense. The gaslighting, as the twins say. I've learned some of the vernacular of this time. It just sounds like the same thing. Stop being a hypocrite. Stop telling me what to do and show me by your responses to the world how I should act. Said all millennials, all Gen Zers, everywhere. To their moms and dads, to their grandfathers who are so busy telling them, are you doing it? Are you living it? Are you acting it? Are you online creating some content that is of value? Why are you trying to shut down the internet for the young people when it's their native home? Why are you telling them, young people, get off of the internet? I understand we have to go to nature. If you go to any of my streams, you'll see my garden, how much I spend in nature. Don't bother with that BS. We all understand that. But for you to come, how dare you come to the natives of the internet and tell them they have to get off the internet because you have corrupted social media to a point where they are harming themselves, offing themselves because of your nonsense. I've had it with my generation. I'm taking responsibility for the Gen Zs and for the young ones who have been harmed by my generation being so busy chasing the American or the Canadian or the whatevering dream that they forgot the children that they were supposed to be serving. And a lot of us are filled with shame, filled with regret, but not saying it the way it needs to be said, which is to our younger generation, we apologize. We are sorry that we were not the examples that we needed to be. We wanted to be. We thought we were doing it, but we were wrong. Do you hear all of that? Why isn't anyone willing to say that? Roxanne, how dare you? Tell the truth. Warren, you said I'm a truth teller. I'm telling the truth. For my generation, I watched us become latchkey mothers and fathers, because we thought we had to go to the job. We thought we have to have that house. We thought we had to have those cars. Do you notice that your kids are not fully wanting only that? They had wanted a hug. They had wanted, right now, they want a mom and a dad that will talk to them, that will say, hey, we don't know the whole thing that's going to go on. We don't understand, but we're there with you. We are going to make this change, this transition together. What I was grateful for is that on Sunday when we met together, and I'm going to go to that podcast, not only was my husband there, who is a little bit older than me, so he goes into the boomer, and then my mom and dad were on in the comments, 81 and 85, that's boomer into silent generation. And in the back room were the editors, Joshua and Caleb, 25, the Z's, because we have made the transition. We don't always agree, but we always love each other regardless. Because we don't understand everything. When we come to this planet, most of our thoughts are like, where am I? What am I? What's going on? By the time you start to figure it out, the programming has started. So you probably don't even remotely know the truth, because the brain can be wiped. Watch a movie like Dark City, The Matrix. They're just not all fantasy in that sort of way. There's a lot of truths buried in between. Read the Bible. A lot of truths. Some instances of when people dipped in and said other things, but there's a lot of truth. Philip was also there, my mom said. Yes, I said Philip was there. We were together in a kind of way. Oh, I didn't say that when I was just saying about the different generations there. Philip, who is millennial, an older millennial, he was there, and it's going to start with him talking about relationships. This is what it's going to take for us to make the transition. I want all the generations to make the transition. New to this planet, we always drop the older generations off someplace in a nursing home someplace and pat them on the head and say, yes, done, done, done. And we, not even me, because I would be heading in that direction too, 61, starting to creak off. No, it's my media company, not because I want to, because I feel your generation, and I'm talking to those younger who don't even know what's going on, who got out of college and don't know what happened to their job that was supposed to be there. What happened to STEM? What happened to being a coder? What happens when universities are having to drop enrollment because they don't have enough money to keep the old establishment going? What happens when you start to awaken and to see that these things that you thought were solid have holes in them, that the people that you put in power aren't really for you and for your good, they're for themselves and their greediness? That marketers don't really give a about anything except for to keep. What's the next trend? They don't care if you like that one. It doesn't matter. You got to keep it moving. What's the next news cycle? Chippity chip, chip, chip. Keep them going. Keep them busy. Keep them distracted. They won't notice who they're fighting. Just let's keep them fighting. Who is that? As I said, easiest way to talk about it: principalities, powers, rulers of the darkness of this world, and spiritual wickedness in high places, in body and out of body. You look it up with your nearest Google or your nearest Bible, your nearest holy book. Call elites, call this, any words. There are many reptilians, off-worlders, blah, blah, blah. They're going to keep us drumming around in that too, and say, I am of the the vampire people. I'm of the off-worlder. No, it's God and Jesus, and it's the demons. They're gonna keep you rolling around. They don't care. Be distracted. They'll keep on putting on different faces because you don't realize it's your soul, TikTok people, your soul, Facebook people, your soul. That is the price that everybody is looking for. What's so special about you? Your soul is filled with light in a dark filled world. It's filled with joy. That's what happens when the laughter of children is sucked up by these nasty and disgusting people, these pedophiles and traffickers of human flesh. Stop the nonsense. I will not be silenced. Demonetize me. TikTok already did. I don't know what for. So, okay. I am not going to stop saying the truth. We are our brother's keepers. We are supposed to take care of the children. I am not going to mince on those words. That's what Forever Free TV exists, because children should not be sold to before their brain has fully formed, and whatever you say they feel is the truth. Marketers, we should be responsible for that age range to use kid gloves, to be very gentle, to let their minds expand, to let them decide things without injecting, this is what to do. Let them have a chance. That's what we allowed for Philip. That's what we allowed for Joshua and Caleb, my nephews, and they are blossoming into lovely young men. Because we came here with the tools that we need. What we have to do when we're here, which is what I say, I survived the Christian church. I survived the indoctrination of what the society I needed to go to. I tried to go to several universities, including McMaster, including getting the scholarships, including all of those things. UFT, great universities of the Canadian world. I wanted to, but when my teacher, my professor said, well, you don't have a soul, Roxanne. You have a mind and a body. We don't know anything about soul. Well, you know what? I had to leave because I knew I was going to be irritated and I was going to get really bad marks because I was going to disagree. Like I have my whole life. When I put my hand up in Sunday school and I said, what happened to God the Father, God the Son, and the Holy Spirit? Where is the feminine aspect? You see that? That's going to get me into trouble there. I am not just going along with the flow. No. If the flow is kryptonite, if the flow is lava, I'm not going to go along with that flow. I'm sorry. I'm going to get me hence and find some other place to congregate and find and think about the truth. This is our moment. I am telling you, I said it on Sunday. We have a little tiny, ever decreasing. This is when scarcity is a real thing. Moment when you are supposed to get hold of these basic concepts that should not have been lost to you. And I'm not trying to bang on you. That Warren will say I'm just yelling too much and preaching. I'm trying to get a hold of your attention. Sometimes it takes somebody to say something a little bit controversial so you could shake yourself. There's still a smile there. I still love you and think you're kind of cute. Warren, that's my husband. I'm supposed to be able to say that. Dad, Pastor Steve, I am controversial. I am. I admit it. I ask difficult questions of myself, especially. But I love you all. That's why I do what I do. I really, truly think the human race is phenomenal and interesting. You just do sometimes the most irritating, and I go, God, what am I supposed to do with what? I'm a teacher. How? What am I not? What? Stop. And that's why I'm here today. I don't have to be here. I could be doing many other things. The garden, there's a bit of sun still. I have a lovely home. I have a car that my dear husband he gave to me. I'm not complaining. I live in the most beautiful part of Canada, I would say, for me. Vancouver, the mountains and the this. I live in a wonderful set of neighborhoods that's protected by bears. Anybody that would try to struggle along, bears protect this neighborhood. It's not beware of dog, it's beware of bear. Yeah, and it's a wonderful. But every day that I go to bed and I wake up and I know that my dear friend Delco in the Gambia is still not having the life that he should have. I met him through TikTok. He became my friend. And now it's not enough for me to just try to shill out a bit of money, which I can't. I can't afford to do that. I have a decent life, but I'm not a bazillionaire. So that's why I'm calling us to become stewards, to become worthy of this wonderful planet. Mother Earth doesn't expect anything of us. The sun shines, the rain comes, the flowers grow. Regardless of either you say, I want flowers today, they don't expect you to do or not do. They do what they have been designed to do. There are so many benefits that we get just breathing in and out, just being able to walk. Most of us that can still do that. We take all of these things for granted and fuss and fuss and fuss and complain and do nothing to remedy the things that we can make a difference in. Forever Free TV, Forever Free Media is something I could do. And I went to my sister Holly. She agreed with me, the artist, the creative wonder that she is. Thank you, Holly. I know I tend towards aggravating at times, but thank you for your patience, your willingness to work with an idea that was is sometimes just like that. I wake up from a thought and I'm gung ho going ahead, and I'm not I'm not realizing that nobody has had the same dream. And when I say it, it sounds more like a nightmare to execute what I think. Oh, just make one of those videos where, the ants are marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah, and let them pause and let them say something. And Holly is looking at me like I've lost my ever loving mind, because it probably is 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning. And I understand how aggravating that would be. And I'm so sorry. But there are children that need the ants go marching one by one that you can create, Holly. And somehow you have been able in these 4 years to create these marvels. And I'm so thankful. So for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, that is Holly Arthur, the creative voice. And you're going to see her in the video that we're going to show you. And I want you to pay attention, not so much to us there, but to how these words can affect your reality and your life and make the changes that you so desperately need. I'm going to come to, if it's not today, because this is an ongoing process. This week is about my version of an IPO, which I found out was I googled it and now I've forgotten the words. Something private. What's the O? Warren, somebody tell me what IPO means again. It means that I'm presenting. They do it to the stock market. They present their offering. This is what I'm offering, and they want to make it public. It's a public something offering. This is what I have been working on, and I want you guys to get involved. 4 years we've been working on it, and we want to say this is what we've been working on. Initial public offering. Thank you, Warren. Initial public offering means this is what we've been working on, and we're presenting it to you guys and saying, do you want to come along? And the way you will be able to come along is not only to provide support to us, but to learn how to earn for yourself. Independent creator system. It's a new way of doing things, not waiting on the approval of somebody, waiting for the monetization to come down the tube, which probably doesn't come. Waiting and waiting and crying and holding your hand by the, well, if it's the phone, and email. Did they email me? Did I get the job? Blah, blah, blah. Aren't you tired of that? You can still have that on one side, but what about multiple streams of income? It's possible through the power of two. And that's what we're going to discuss this week. And we're going to get rid of all the cobwebs in your mind that's making you feel, I can't do that. I'm not that kind of person. I can't sell things, selling things. But you do consume them and buy them. And you're somebody else's Ponzi. What do you call them? Your mark. You're somebody's mark for some con person that's telling you a whole bunch of BS. They look at you guys and say, oh, what are we going to sell them today? What are we going to shill along today? I know. I'll be the... Yeah. But today, you're getting a whole new set of parameters, whole new set of algorithms. This is your week. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You will be a different person if you will engage in the situation. Not only yourself, get your another friend that you and your friend are always yammering. Oh, look at this on TikTok. Oh, look at this. If you have a West Indian accent, what happened to she? Why does she look like that? Oh, if you're just going to be, that is called being a gossip. West Indians can go for forever on a story. Tell me, come. That's called gossip. And if you keep doing it and then chuckling about it, it's the same thing as all of those people that say bad things in their comments because they won't do it to somebody's face. I'm telling the truth. I'm West Indian. I can say I know what happens. I can understand your accent. Yeah. Don't bother to huffity huff. Well, that's not the... Yes, it's the same thing. It's a different accent, but you can't just keep criticizing people and not do anything about the situation. That's not right. I'm not going to mince words. You know you're doing it. What? Echoing silence? Yeah, because that's the truth, and the truth sometimes hurts. But if you will peel aside the nonsense, you have a good heart. Guyanese people have good soul. They have a way of, if you need something, hey, come along. There's a lot of good people in the world. A lot of afraid people who are holding on to their purse because they don't know who's trying to get it, who have been programmed to feel that if I'm a certain color, a certain ethnicity, a man versus a woman, because they can show the man that raped the woman. But you may not be that guy. You just wanted to say, hey, lady, how are you doing? Oh, she gets like, what? He talked to me. You get afraid to the fact you don't even know what to say to women, because no matter what you say, it feels like you're doing one of those words. There's all these new words. I don't know all of them. I'm not going to bother. It's one of those words where you're making a woman feel less than she is because you opened the door for her. you were just trying to help her, but you were something. So I understand it's not good for guys either. So let's listen to what Philip is saying. Let's listen to this conversation. If I should jump in every once in a while, I'd be called reacting. That's what it's called. I'd be reacting to my own video. Why? Because I can. Okay, so let me work this out. Give me a minute. I have to put share because that's what we're going to do is share. And we're going to go to, I'm not sure which one. Let me see. It is going to be YouTube. Oh, this one. The Something New podcast. Here, right here. Okay, let's see if this works. It worked on the first try. Ta 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 ta. Here we go. By the way, Sir Philip.
Yes.
What you Philip has all these very wise and very deep things he says. But you wrote this thing to me today that I think is important. Philip, why you don't want to talk about it? We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to talk about it.
No. That was just my face at the moment. Nothing to do with talking about it or not. No, not at all.
Oh, by the way, Forever Free TV is down for a minute for right now. Not the content, but the live is down because they're doing maintenance. So we're sorry about that, but you can watch it on YouTube, TikTok, where else? YouTube and TikTok and Facebook. So you can watch us there.
Okay.
Instead. Sorry. Yeah, you wrote. Can you talk about it or read it or talk about it, or can you look on your phone and see it, or do you want me to read it?
Sure. I don't think I can read it unless I shut down.
Philip said, it's a phone. It's phone. All right, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then you can explain as I'm going along. Okay.
Sure.
He woke up and he started writing this.
Yeah, I'll explain. You want me to explain first where this is?
Yeah. This is about it's not just about relationships between man and woman. This is the core principles going on the planet, basically.
Yeah. So it was just I get these observational insights overall. They're not inside of religion or outside of nothing to do with that. It's just kind of our own observations. And this one this morning came to me out of nowhere. It was just about relationships and the energy that goes between relationships, that making sure that it's fair, because we don't realize what a lot of issues we have is because the relationships that we have with people or we develop with people are very frictional. They're very I have power over you, you have power over me, I'm doing better than you, you're doing better than me. And we tend to get addicted to this feeling of I'm superior or I'm doing well. It's subliminal. Sometimes you don't even really realize it, but it's not a fair exchange. It's not equally beneficial, and you're not looking out really for the person's benefit as much as you're looking to take control of the situation.
Yeah.
So the control becomes an issue, and we end up wanting to always have the upper hand in a relationship. It's like majority of the time we want to speak instead of listening. How many listeners are there? People don't listen.
People love to tell themselves, "Oh, I'm a great listener."
Yeah, but when it comes to actual conversation, you'll find them cutting each other's off mid-sentence, not even letting each other finish their sentences, and the very people will listen, absorb, and give back, right? Mm-hmm. So it just has to do with that and the lack of that feminine comfort aspect of loving unconditionally and stuff like that. So you'll see what I'm saying, what it says in there basically is just that we need to return the exchange of energy to something that is fair, not something that is
controlled. That's what you said. Fair exchange versus controlled exchange.
Right.
So you're putting a demand on someone. Putting a demand on someone stunts their development and produces an imbalanced exchange.
they need to be able to see the need to want to the need to or want to, just as you do. They need to be able to see the need to or want to, just as you do, instead of the person doing it because they genuinely feel it's right. They do it because of the threat you have imposed.
Exactly.
That is very true. And that is society wide. That's what advertisers tend to do. You're not going to be the cool one.
Right.
If you don't have that on,
it's a
you're
threat.
not wearing
It's
that.
a quiet, it doesn't come off necessarily as
what
a
you were
threat.
saying about subliminal,
But
like
if you
Subliminally,
don't,
they're convincing.
feeling.
They're convincing. They're trying to convince you
Yeah.
into it's a quiet push in the background instead of letting you actually figure out what you want.
manipulation.
You say a few
Social
words, and social media's
engineering.
pushing up the
Yeah.
advertisement because
Yeah.
you said toothbrush next to your
Right.
name. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, did I really need it, or did you just kind of push it
Push
on to
that,
me?
push it into
Right.
my mind.
Exactly.
They used to
So
be, sometimes it used to be louder. They've snuck this stuff into so far into the background that you're not even realizing that they are influencing almost every single thing you do.
Yeah.
Just even breathing.
Yeah.
If something will tell you about, if you say too much about breathing oxygen and
Do
how
you know-
you need to
okay,
breathe,
now
you need
you're
to breathe
saying
from your
that, you know what you're
diaphragm, you need to
saying?
breathe from your
But
chest.
there's a lady that I watched. She had the news article. They had the nerve to say, studies have shown that children who go outside too much, like young children, toddlers and stuff, are getting anxiety based on the climate change. And they have a little child going like
Right,
this,
of course.
outside.
unbelievable.
And they're saying
Unbelievable.
children should come inside more.
Oh my god.
You mean to say that? And she's saying she just started living in a trailer, right? In a driving. She decided to go for a year of just driving. And she said her child that used to be having so much problems every day going to sleep and going to school, his sleep has returned to normal. He's able to do the homeschooling that he's doing way more easily. He's going outside and
what did she do? She went between. She's now living between the raindrops, between the lines. She's not in the house. That she took the guts that it takes, because that's a lot of guts that it takes, and moved herself and her children out of the environment of the norm to between. It's not like you have to, and I'm not saying that you have to take your whole physical body and everything and like move and do what she's saying, but you have to take your mind, your spirit, your soul a little bit to the side. Then you'll start to see. When you go to the side, you can't unsee what you see.
Right. And you begin to say, I was doing that.
Right.
I was living there. Why was I allowing? When Warren came out of, he's recently retired, he was saying to me, so many times when I started on this journey, I would still wake up at whatever time, expecting to get going,
to go to work, even though there is no work.
Warren, if you're in the back room there, do you want to come and just? No, he's not there. Warren,
No, he's not there.
Whenever you can, come available, and you can explain what I'm talking about if you're able to. Yeah, and it's taking it a while for it to. He said it's maybe over 50 years. Oh, here he is. 50 years of having somebody that dictates, because he's a corporate person. You have to actually deprogram yourself.
Okay, Warren.
Hello.
Let's go to another scene.
Yeah, 4 maybe.
Yeah, just a second. Give me a minute.
I just sat down. I don't know what you're talking about, actually.
Okay, just a second.
Okay, here it is.
Right there.
There we go.
3 people now. Okay.
We were just talking about the constraints of society around us, that we get used to living a certain way and not even realize that we're really contained in a little prison that has been created around us. And you were telling me that when you retired, it's been taking a while for you to say, like, not jump up at a certain hour, set yourself up to go into the corporate situation because you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, it's a common malady. Let's see if I can get my mic in place here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty common malady. It took me about 6 months to get to the
Oh.
place where.
That's a
What? That's a short time.
It seems like a long time. Oh.
It took me about 6 months to get to the place where I wasn't actually jumping up to get ready to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Yeah.
though I knew in my heart of hearts I didn't have a job to go to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that constraint was placed on me for so long that it was hard to break.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that though? It's you, right? It's me. Like I'm me, right? I'm supposed to be me.
Yeah.
So how is it that what happened along the way that I can't monitor my own self to say,
But
okay,
you
chill
can.
now?
You have gotten comfortable. You've gotten in what we call a rut,
Right.
and that rut is comfortable.
Right.
It doesn't throw you any great surprises during the course of a day. And at the end
Right.
of the day, you're comfortable.
Right.
Exactly. It's a
Oh, you
program.
see,
And that's the exact thing that
terrible.
makes me feel like you're
I
saying
feel like I'm
comfortable,
dying.
like-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm popping out of my skin
Yeah.
during the course of the day. Yeah.
Wow.
Oof.
But
Yeah, it's a program. I
Yeah.
mean, we have to do it at some points to maintain, balance or work or whatever the case may
Yeah,
be.
there's
Sanity.
not a
Find
question of that.
programs to
Okay.
do. So,
Sanity.
yeah,
Yeah.
You have to do it to maintain sanity.
exactly.
Because if you don't,
Trying to
you're going to find yourself going against the grain. And then you got
Yeah.
yourself another rut.
Look at me and Roxanne say, yeah.
okay.
Against the grain.
Yeah.
As with all
with
things,
the
it's a
grain-
balance. It's a balance.
Yeah, when you're going with the grain, you feel how is it that you're comfortable? I have to understand that. Like it doesn't feel terrible to know that I go to bed at 9 and or go to bed at 10 and I have to get up. There's not a feeling of anger. Like every anger that how dare somebody be waking me up and blah 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 blah. Nothing
It's-
like that.
It's a delicate balance because when you first
That's
start
what I
a
was just gonna say.
job, you're so excited about the income, about the new things that are going on, and pretty soon you swap that.
I've never had that experience.
Have you ever had a long
Excitement.
job?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Warren, that's because you met me 18 years ago. I already had children by then, eh?
Of course.
I've had about a zillion jobs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of them, like
really-
the pharmaceutical I worked nights for Christ's sake. I did delivery. I've done all kinds of jobs and never was I. But
That was a joke. I wasn't saying that.
Oh, what you're saying though about sometimes it's not like you have to. It's just that I have the opposite feeling. Like I don't. When I'm doing that, I know I have to do it, but I am ready at any moment to jump back between the lines as soon as possible.
Right, and it's
I'm not
always-
comfortable.
It's just supplementing whatever it is our next adventure.
Right,
is
I
that
am
we're-
uncomfortable in that's.
Oh,
my
I don't think
personality.
comfortable is the word really, Warren. It's not. You just
No,
you
it's a
just
routine.
you're finding a
right.
pattern or a routine that works.
And that routine gives you funding and
Exactly,
I
exactly.
get that. And I
Exactly.
don't mean
There's a
it's not
certain amount
comfortable,
of
but your
comfort
brain
in doing it.
Exactly. Because you have
Not
to
to
find the
think as
comfort
much.
because if you don't find the comfort in doing
Then
it,
you're
you'll
gonna
be
be-
outraged every day, and that then causes your stress and so it's a kind of a programming that you're doing to yourself on
I
purpose.
think what happens with me is I keep my outrage turned up on purpose so that I can find my way back to between the lines. Like it's like a thing I do it's kind of on purpose because
think it's when we
because
said-
of why I was put here in that way.
Yeah.
It's always to try to find my way out of that.
It's like saying, and when I said I don't like this planet, I have been this Roxanne every day, all day.
And I
every
think
day.
why we're even talking about it is there's a lot of people or I wouldn't say tons, but that are like that,
Which
that
way?
have been, that are like how we are to a certain degree, but they've been forced into this because
Of
you have, like you're saying,
circumstances.
circumstances. You have to pay
Because
your bills.
one of
You
the
have
things
to.
about you, Warren, you've always told me about your entrepreneurial stuff. On the side, you've always got a hustle. You've always got some way that you're trying to free yourself from this or have something alongside, right?
So that you control your own time and your
Right.
own, yeah.
Well, if I get into a job like I just left, I left a year ago.
Mhm.
I actually loved what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I loved training. I love it. That was my groove.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to start something on the side was to be able to say to the powers that be, at any time they started talking ugly, see ya,
Right.
because I don't want to be in a
Right. But
place
you
where I
gave
have
yourself, you had that option, right? Yeah. That, yeah.
options. That's the
Option.
word, options.
That creates a balance, more of a balanced type of concept for the, especially because the brain, it doesn't get into as, that's like you said, 6 months it took you only, compared to other people it takes much longer because you already
Actually,
had
a lot of
a
people
thought.
slide into
Straight into pain and
Alzheimer's,
suffering and death,
heart attack,
is what you're
and
trying to say.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I'm
And
getting
it
there.
also has to do with
Practicing.
your purpose, your lane, what you feel you're here to do at the moment, all those
Right,
kinds.
absolutely.
what's sad is people like what you're saying, what you that gave themselves so much to that 9 to 5 and got so comfortable that when they actually look back up at in the 60s range, they don't even remember, even if they had some other things that they were supposed to do, they don't remember.
That's right.
It's slipped under the cracks. And right now is a time with AI coming along that what's my purpose is coming up in the mouths of people that I would not have ever thought to hear. Men in a panel talking about purpose and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's quite
Older men.
yeah, older men, because right now they used to be the smartest person in any room they went into. They were the coder, they were the developer, they had knew that they could top anything of all of that. Oh, one terrible one is mathematicians. The mathematicians are being bested, and even the top mathematicians are being bested by AI. So if you are the mathematician of all mathematicians, and now AI is smarter than you, what's your path forward? Like, you're right up there in your university and all of that stuff. What's your path forward? And there's a lot of anger and a lot of stress and a lot of frustration in knowing that. And I find, compared to me, right, even when I was doing the stuff with Jack, we were working on the independent creator system. I'm like, because I am a designer more, I do the front end. Warren is a developer. And so Warren, I have to give it up to developers that you guys have taken a lot of slack and a lot of BS, because you end up being the people that have to fix things when the developers go nuts and say, "Can we have?" And
the
then
developers,
I mean, not the developers,
the client.
the designers, and then the clients. The clients ask for something that's completely ridiculous that bricks the site. We have to go to the developers, and you guys have to fix it. And right now, I think there's developers that are irritated because people are just running in with AI, doing all kinds of mayhem. And you can know that there are some things that are going to happen because they don't know why their site is doing whatever it is. But look, it's moving, it's dancing, it's not. They don't know why.
Right.
And so when something should go wrong and the AI has upped, when they're upping the AI and that AI is not available anymore, that agent is not available anymore. I can see developers who got fired from their job because an agent came along that are somewhat irritated right now. Because that's what happens when I don't understand something properly and I just say, fix it, fix it, fix it. And I don't take the time to understand it. This is the dilemma that we're in right now. We have a society wide situation where we just kept being comfortable, just putting in the hours, and now we're in a hot of a mess, and nobody knows exactly when this, like exactly pinpoint to me when it was okay for somebody to be raped, and we say grape. What day did that happen? When we couldn't say dead, we have to say unalive, or we
It
get
was just,
demonetized.
to be honest, it was just going along, and then all of a sudden you just started hearing people saying unalive, and I was like, what is that? What does that mean? Like, you mean dead? And then you say dead and you're demonetized. But don't you just mean dead? Like, unalive. Okay. Isn't it dead? Is that what you mean? Or like stuff like that to me is absurd. It's absurd.
Mandela
It's not
effect.
even something.
Your Mandela effect.
Yeah, it's not even something to discuss because unalive means dead. So what's happening?
I think those things are irrelevant, to be honest with you. It's just a waste of
They're
time.
irrelevant, but they're relevant to the people whose site, who's
Exactly.
demonetized in an instant.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
said
No,
that.
I understand. No, I understand what you mean. I understand
Yeah.
what
When
you
you were counting on that for the end of the month to pay your bills, to take your kids to whatever,
Yeah,
and
yeah. No,
you
I understand.
you
Yeah,
have been
that's the
demonetized
problem.
because you said this thing. Look what's happening to children. This, that, and that.
And you told the truth about it,
Yeah.
and you're demonetized because
That's
you
right.
should have said grape.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
is not fair.
That's
But
ridiculous.
that
is
goes back
not
to the control thing we were talking about
Right.
with what I was saying by threats, keeping you
Yes.
within a certain parameter.
That's right.
So here we are, and what we have is, to me, the opportunity to. It's for me. It's an opportunity. At this moment, we can either just stay in our spots, keep on moving along, plodding along, closing our eyes to a lot of things that are going on, or we can take it as a moment. It feels like a gap. There's a gap in the matrix, and you can either. It happened at COVID. Sometimes there's gaps.
The
And-
whole world shut
And it
down
feels
for a few
like
minutes.
there's a stillness. Even in today, I came to this podcast not knowing what we were going to do, but you can feel there's a stillness because it's a moment when we can decide as a collective what we want to do. What is our path forward as independent creators? Whether you're a creator online or you're creating just in your day-to-day life, I believe as human beings we are all creators of sorts. Whether you're a developer creator or a designer creator, a mother, a father, whatever, we are put on this planet for our gifts to somehow make room for us.
And we decided
And-
that AI is put because it's our decision how we use AI.
yeah,
It's your individual decision on how you use AI. They
Mhm.
cannot dictate to you what AI is to you. They
although
like
they're
to
trying.
believe, they like to make you believe that again, like they did for everything else. This is a new one now. We have
Mhm.
AI. They're starting that whole rigmarole of trying to tell you AI is this and AI is that and AI is that. And
Or
then
the agents are just going to be
Right.
railroading
all
it
these
down.
different things. Whereas AI exists because of us. It's our collective knowledge that AI is using to become smarter. And they're there as a tool for us to use. They are helpers in your joy. If you want to look at it that way, you can look at it any way you want to. But why not choose to look at it from a perspective that helps you? Why are you choosing to look at it from the negativity that they're trying to feed you? Look at it the other way. If I have a problem, if I don't know what to do next, perhaps because of the collective knowledge that AI has compared to what I know by myself, I can ask AI, well, I'm a developer. This is what I do. Now that those jobs are becoming less and less, what can I do as a developer that I can still use the gifts that I have and make money and make a life for myself? And because they have vast amounts of knowledge from the beginning of time to now, they can reach in there and try to find you something that can work for you.
Mhm.
And they don't complain about doing that. They don't get tired of how many questions you ask them. You can go for hours. They don't fall asleep. It's 24 hours a day. Why would you not take advantage of a concept like that? Do not let the ones that want to control you, just like we were talking about, the jail, the prison, don't give them this one. Don't
Please,
give them
no.
AI. Do not give it to them.
We gave them the internet. We gave them social media. This is our
Everything.
last stake at this.
And you can see
time.
with social media, it started off all grand. You're just talking to your auntie and your relatives. It's
MySpace.
slowly
Yay.
but surely, they have eaten through all of it with advertising and mayhem. Even YouTube, the sacred YouTube, the twins, that was their television because they were born in 2000. So by then TV for them wasn't a thing and they're gamers. So YouTube was the thing and that's their television. They're 25 now. And every time, because Joshua refuses to pay for the ad-free versions of YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So you're going along and every time ooh, commercial. Ooh, you see him going like this. Because that's how it feels. You're like, you're doing something, you're exercising, say to something on YouTube, you're in a squat, a terrible position. Ooh, a commercial comes on just right there. And every time you feel that.
Yes.
Right?
Is that not the same control and threat? It's a threat.
Absolutely. Because the threat is pay me more and we'll take this away. All right. And you're like, I'm not going to pay it. So you're having this
Threat.
stupid fight every single time a commercial comes on. It's ridiculous. And the commercials are absurd for the most part, especially some of those AIs. They're absurd. There's nothing I'm ever going to buy with this. Like, I'm never going to do it.
You have to get the Brave browser.
Right. I know that one.
browser.
Brave. Yeah. The Brave browser. By the way, thank you, Mr. Warren. Brave browser. If you're doing anything extra, and I think the twins also said that there's another Mozilla Firefox.
Firefox.
Firefox, I think it was called, can do some of it. Can take
that one since
in a long time, right? Yeah.
I had a problem with that one for it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, but Brave, is it? It's Brave.
Yeah, I used to use Firefox.
It looks like a lion. Yeah, Brave takes away most of the commercials and stuff like that, so it does work.
But
you have to go around.
They can't take away when the person who's doing the program is actually doing the ad.
Right, absolutely not. No, you can't. No, you can't do that. Yeah. And see, why is it you do that? You go, ooh.
Roxanne and I were just having this discussion before we came on. It drives me up a wall that I have to actually sit through a commercial.
Right, or you're reaching and you push because now they've got all tricky stuff. They have a skip button and they have then they have like next, I think, or something like that. They have a button now that is
you're talking about YouTube.
On YouTube.
Right.
That if you press that one by accident,
you get into the
you're now in a minute commercial or whatever. You can't get out of it.
You think you skipped it, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, dirty.
Especially when you're not used to commercials no more, because a lot of times you're watching Netflix, you're watching different things. And then I'll be somewhere and I see basic TV and a commercial comes on and I'm like, you foul devil. How dare you
come across the middle of a show and show me foolishness?
Yes.
It's always nonsense too. I mean, so with Forever Free TV, that's why we're trying to keep it Forever Free TV. If we do add monetization, it will not cut across the middle of your show. It'll be in between. And it will also be things only that we allow that are soul filled, sort of like things that will actually benefit you. Yeah, your like things that will benefit you. But it's commercial free right now. It's the way I think life should be.
Right, and that's why, as Warren is here, that's why we developed, and this would be a commercial, if you want to say it. But we are now. This is the difference. It's not outside people coming in now to say something. It's us saying, this is why we can have Forever Free TV. And when you go there, there are no commercials. There's nobody selling you anything. It's because we created the
ICS.
ICS, the Independent Creator System. And that's what Warren and I have been working on every day, every night. This is 3 nights in a row.
Plus all the rest. Of
Right.
time.
But I mean,
Yeah.
this last
Only
weekend.
3
3
nights.
nights in a row.
And,
I'm like,
oh, sorry.
I don't think so.
Sorry. 4 years and 3 nights. What I'm saying the difference is in this reiteration of everything, Warren and I, he's the creator of the thought pattern of the power of two. And finally, thankfully, Warren, having deprogrammed himself from um, corporate world, is now able to step into his role as the conductor and myself as the facilitator, and we're able to provide the independent creator system as a means by which creators don't have to settle for the nonsense of YouTube or the nonsense that is the one place.
That's the only thing.
Only
Nobody's saying, obviously, we're on YouTube,
right.
we're on all these
you
different
can use
platforms.
all the ones, but the feeling that this is the only place,
and that if I don't abide by every single
right.
rule, I suddenly can't have any. I don't have my rent. I can't pay
right.
my bills.
That's what I don't like. The feeling of hopelessness that occurs. The when you wake up every morning checking to see if the money that you made yesterday is still there. I for me, that's a no. Like, it's a no, because it's no. Because even on the days when I have money, from what I did, I'm shilling out that money because I don't know if there'll ever come another.
Right, I'm not, because let's face reality. Every video is not going to be viral.
Right. What did I do to make that last one viral?
Right.
If it's not viral today, I'm checking to see my count at the end of everything. I'm changing what I was going to post because I don't think that's going to come up as the dance for the day. My dance is not the hot popular one, so I'm not going to do it. Everything myself. That's
the pressure and the control thing that Philip was talking about.
A non-fear exchange. That's fundamentally, in every way that this can be happening. Philip, what you're saying, it's a
let me just read the rest of it. It says that particular thing that happens, it leads to a feeling of entrapment for the individual. It also requires a push of extra energy on your part to keep the pressure on the individual as a constant reminder of the threat. You better do this or else. Eventually, this leads to exhaustion for the one controlling and a rebellion from the one being controlled. Ultimately, power determines one's ability to maintain the control. Without it, one cannot maintain the consistent pressure or threat. With the lack of pressure comes a swing of the pendulum. The individual under the control then gains the upper hand and breaks free from the entrapment. But if nothing is provided for after you break free of the entrapment, you now become, this is what happens. The pendulum does swing. It doesn't always stay over this way or over that way, but it goes to another imbalance because
this is important. Very important.
Now you're free and you start doing it.
Right back.
That is a constant
That's the problem.
Thing. You're free of the entrapment. Suddenly you can't remember what it felt like
Lord
2
Jesus.
seconds ago to be that in that trap.
Right.
And
so
you start doing
and that pendulum goes back and forth and back.
Exactly what's happening.
Please stop the madness. Please. Please.
So we have an opportunity.
Remember, you have to remember what it feels like as adults here, like Roxanne's always saying, at some point you're gonna have to stop blaming the generation.
Yes,
I'm like this because my mom and
like Holly, here's a big one. Here's a big one. The men abuse the women, the women abuse the men, the men abuse the guys. We've got to stop at some point.
Somebody has to take responsibility. Since this is my generation, I'm Gen X.
I'm saying it for my generation.
Right,
Gen X. You're X.
X, yeah.
And I'm X too.
Yeah.
A little bit higher up than you. Or lower, higher. And you, Warren, would be like a boomer, right? Or ex-boomer. kind of thing. And then our parents,
Caleb Phillips, you would be a
a millennial,
Millennium, 1987.
millennial. Yeah.
an older
Yeah.
millennial. And the twins are Gen Z.
Gen Z.
So in every generation that's mentioned here, I can take responsibility for my. Finally, I'm old enough. My generation is old. I consider myself old. I don't care. 61 is old. And I can say for all older people, I say we are responsible to take it's better for us to say, okay, we muffed it up, guys. We effed it up. This is not the way I wanted to leave the world to be. And if I take ownership of that, I can then say, what can I do, what we can do to change the futures of our children? We can. Grandchildren, we can. Where are they? They're online. Why do you think I'm online? It's because the future generations are there. It's every older people are always saying, "Oh, well, nobody comes and talks to me. Nobody asks me for my advice. Nobody
Caleb just handed me. Thank
oh,
you.
nobody comes and
Sorry.
does
Excuse me.
that for me." And you're expecting the new generations to come and find you wherever you are and ask for your advice and so on and so forth, and you're feeling sad and lonely because they're not showing up. I'm not saying that that wouldn't be nice, but be realistic. You don't even know what a tick of a talk, you don't know how to use, still you don't really know how to use the iPhone, you don't know how to do anything, and you preface it with, that's for the young people. And you expect that your relationship with them will grow based on what?
It's
They're
true.
online.
Very true.
They are online. So if you are not online,
You know what they've been trying to do? Instead of working with them online, is now say, come offline. You need to come out. You need to get offline. You're spending, and I'm not saying that, but the balance again, right?
That's
I'm
where it's
not saying
because here's I as a younger person, I chose to do the opposite, which was kind of abandon the majority of
tech.
technology. I still
Yeah,
do it,
and
but I
yeah.
went back to the older generations where Drew was older than me. I learned him. I started speaking with older men, learning how they did their lives, and and became friends with the previous generation. Right.
Right.
So it can go both ways because you can say to the younger generation, take a balance from the
It's a
onlineness and go
balance.
over to the
The
older
older
side,
generation
and
needs
then
to
you can
do
take
the
the older
same thing. Oh my
it's
God.
you see that's why
Is it brain surgery to you? Does it feel like you're talking about brain surgery? Doesn't it seem logical?
it's a simple
logical.
thing. It's a simple
Then
balance.
if it's that simple, why aren't more people doing it?
I don't know.
Because I believe the main reason I believe is because of the programming.
Yes,
I
that
agree.
is it. 100%.
We are
What
very
programming?
the programming I see in America is to keep you in categories. They keep it. Here's the younger generation, older generation, seniors. They
Just by
have
me saying you're
everybody
an
has
X,
categories.
you're a Z, you're a generation this. Just by me putting, it's been going. They've been
People
programming us,
retiring,
telling
people
us, yeah,
working, people with insurance, my insurance people, my Cigna people, my data people. There's so many cliques
Yeah.
and groups that
Yes.
keep us in programs that is divided. So it's categories of, well, I relate to you. You're having a problem with your knee. Me too. I just got surgery. You just got surgery. Oh, we're surgery buddies. Now we can't talk to other people who are walking because they can walk. We had surgery, right? So we trauma bonding now. Now we're trauma bonding, right?
Yeah.
And they, because of that, then the younger and the older, they drift apart because the older are talking about retirement and the youngers are saying we don't even know if we can get a job, and there needs to be a bridge that goes
right.
between all of it.
And
Where we're
to
all
top it off,
humans.
there's always judgment. So, 'cause
Right.
like
And then
you're
it's
talking
enforced
about
by
the people over here that all had operations on their knees
Right.
versus the people over here that say you can do this the natural way because it's
Right.
just
Then it's a
operation,
war.
whatever.
It's a war.
Then
Because
there's a
then they
war
say,
between the
well, you went
natural
and had surgery and you shouldn't have had surgery. And I'm a
Right.
vegan and you're
It's
a
higher and lower.
Right.
It's
But
always
does
higher
it
and
have
lower.
to be that way? And
Sorry?
if not, I know the answer.
Yeah.
How do you bridge the gap?
Well,
You
that's
want my
what we're
opinion
doing
on that?
right now.
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Philip's
asking.
talking. Yeah.
Bridging the gap requires people to open their mind. You
We know
have
that's-
to, as an individual, whatever category you're in, decide I'm not going to remain in this category. If I like hip hop music and they tell me I should only like hip hop music, I have to branch out and try alternative music,
Yeah.
rap music. I have to see the connection or the thin line that goes through every genre of music or every personality or my mind. You have to open your mind to see them.
But the open mind only comes in response to a perceived need. People don't move because they're already comfortable.
But
You're
where did-
absolutely correct.
There's no reason to
absolutely.
get out of that
That's
rut.
right.
So
But why? Why?
I agree.
Titanic.
Yeah.
I agree.
This is where it's coming.
This is what
that the
happens,
need?
though.
Is that the perceived need? Should I tell you?
Right now,
there's a-
desperation.
There's
It
an
was-
iceberg
desperation
coming.
is the need.
I agree.
And we're seeing that desperation in the job market.
Yeah.
Right.
We're seeing the desperation in people who are employed already, but
Can't
are
pay
facing
any
down
bills. Yeah.
that the pink slip that's coming that
Yeah.
they know is
absolutely.
coming, but they can't do anything about it.
And even with the job
So-
they have, it's no longer enough money compared to what the prices of everything are right now. Yes.
So unfortunately, the destruction produces a sort of creation,
unfortunate.
an
It's
opportunity
unfortunate.
for the mind to open
Yes.
when all of these things are
Which
going
is what
on.
we have right now. We have
Well-
this crack. Yes.
A very slim
It's very
Oh,
slim.
in the
Closing.
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 Yes,
Closing.
yes,
You
this
see
is the truth.
Iceberg. The iceberg.
It
Closing.
goes back to what I was telling Roxanne 3 years ago when I created the crypto solution. I said it won't go until there is enough people that are desperate
That's what you
enough
said.
for a change. 3
Yeah.
years ago.
And
Yeah.
I've been asking you, so aren't we desperate enough? And
No, we're not.
you always say no.
Not-
we're not.
we have always been desperate for the change. they,
Ooh, like this. Ooh,
Yeah.
every time. Just
they, however, need catastrophic destruction, closure of
That's right.
systems. But
And my
I
fear
thought
is
COVID
that
would do it. I honestly thought I was expecting a bigger by 2020, a bigger response to what just happened to us. Like it was granted, it has
Yeah, but it
woke
in
people
fact,
up.
you know what? It's
But-
having an effect of like a deadening. Like, okay, there's been
Well, what
another-
else can they do
right,
to us?
there's been
Blah, blah, blah.
another drive-by
That's-
shooting. What do we expect?
that's what's happening. People are
Yeah.
getting basically
Desensitized.
Yeah.
used to it.
desensitized.
Yeah.
Desensitized is a good word. But they are basically faced with this whole thing coming down now is a tremendous change in the system.
Yeah.
People are saying, oh, well.
Well, who
It's
cares?
amazing.
They just keep on doing stuff
Yeah.
anyways. Yeah.
And
And
so
they
And
don't-
that's
honestly,
Right.
Don't get
Go
Go ahead.
around.
no, I would say honestly, I feel like that's going to come down to individual choice on
Absolutely.
what you want to do
That's
with
right.
the moment. It's not
That's right.
because if we start with control again, we've gone back to controlling, right? No, it's an opportunity for things to break down and people to actually make decisions. Okay, we're back down on the ground floor. Am I going to do something different?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or am I going to do the same thing again?
Right.
And it doesn't work. If you've seen clearly how this thing was built up and it didn't work, are you going to do the same thing again and watch it not work again?
Most people will say, yes,
Well,
I'm going to do the same thing again.
Or else
Right
they'll say,
now-
what can I do, right?
Yeah.
Right
the other
now-
thing is, what can I do?
Right now, we are in a system in the United States where we are going to go through a very catastrophic change in the financial system, in our economic system.
Yes.
But it's not going to be catastrophic enough because there are enough programs in place to keep people basically going, basically just being able to survive. And
Right.
people are right now so used to just surviving that they won't really understand what's going on.
I agree with you.
That system is being rolled out right now.
Yeah.
The United
I
States
agree.
Congress has been voting on it, going back and forth and back and forth. And then in September, they will put the system into place.
Wow. You see, I
And
knew it. That's what I
and
I am
said.
not surprised by that one
those
bit.
multi-billionaires are going to be at the top of the game.
As
making
usual.
decisions.
What's new?
Yeah. And then by the time it gets down to the rest of us, they've already gotten themselves in the place of being able to take advantage of any of the changes that are going to
Absolutely.
Of
Because
course,
they've been
because of
working
the
on this
power
for
again. It's the
a few
same thing.
minutes now.
So
Quietly. Very
our
quiet.
job, my job, your job, everybody's job is to make that known so that even though the system goes into place, we can come alongside and do something about it.
Exactly.
Right.
That something about it
That's
is
what the feeling
basically
in myself is. That's why I feel like this. Thank you, Warren. Because there is a moment. This is a moment. I feel like we have till now, literally till September. This moment, if we can lock in, keep saying lock in, on this situation that has been created since over 20 years ago. Me meeting you was for me to say, wow, Warren, when can I sign up? Where can I go? How can we start this? 20 years later, let's say in divine providence, when people have become desperate enough on this little spot on the 16th of August, we are all together from different demographics, obviously, from millennial to whatever and whatever.
I mean,
all of
dad
that.
is on, and he's the silent.
His is the
It's
silent.
the silent generation.
Whatever.
I always
that
wonder
means.
what that means.
They
They
were
never
busy,
said anything.
They were
They were
busy
just
at war,
surviving.
right? They had just gotten over the war. They don't. Have
They didn't
time
say
to
anything.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have this opportunity to say, okay, we've looked at it from all the way from dad, all the way down the twins. We are finding some threads that show up
Consistently
every
across from the
time.
silent generation right through. There are some things that never
You
change.
can actually cue this.
Yeah,
and there they come
absolutely.
along.
Once you
cue-
see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And it's always the same.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part, is because you have very intelligent, very intellectual people talking absolute crap. Because how can you tell me that when it's been the same system, same thing over, and you're going to just stare at
It
me
is.
and
It is.
tell me
Add another
like it's a
zero to
brand
the.
new thing?
Add another zero
Come
to the
on
one.
now.
It's the same thing.
Stop.
Right.
How could it be different?
Or, like I was saying, I went to the grocery store and I picked up the package of ground turkey that was there. The ground turkey used to be 5 pounds. Like each one was a
Like
pound.
5 minutes ago. We're talking last
Right.
week, I think.
The whole thing is still the same price, but each of the turkeys is like a quarter is gone. So it's 3/4.
And they
of a
just
pound.
have it there like it's
So
normal.
it's the same price, but it's 4 pounds, and the cubes of meat are like a quarter shorter. So what's going to happen with my mind? I'm going to say, was it really a quarter more? Or maybe I forgot. I'm going to blame myself. Oh, it's old age. You know, when
I just don't remember.
That's what they play with your mind, so that you doubt yourself. You say you somehow blame yourself, and
The
they
Mandela effect
just
situation, like you're
keep
saying,
going
Philip.
on with the
Things that
nonsense.
you know for a fact. Hello. But your brain goes, maybe he didn't have a.
Right.
Maybe I didn't see that. Maybe he
Right.
didn't say those words in that
Right.
movie. Maybe da-da-da-da-da. And for whatever reason, why is it that we always turn it
Blame
on ourselves?
There you
Do
go.
we do that? I was thinking that today over and over again. Why do I always say it's got to be me? I'm the problem. Why do I do that automatically?
You're
I mean,
told that
sometimes I am the
from,
problem,
yeah, but
but
you're told that
why?
from when you're little.
Mm.
You can't. I remember Holly because she
Mm.
was the
Well,
queen of explaining, right? She always used to explain, this is what happened, Dad. This is what happened, Mom. And she was this short, right? So it's hard for her to reach up and get all of her things out. She used to get so frustrated and then burst into
Because
tears.
I'm getting blamed
And then
for a situation that
it
I
wasn't
did
her
not
fault.
create.
Right.
I didn't create the
See? You
situation,
see
but
that,
you,
boys?
yeah,
You see
see,
that?
but you're assuming because other people or other children have made this sort of thing happen. This just happened to me in school all the time. I had a teacher that just hated my guts. Like, it was just facts. He did
100%.
not like me. It wasn't because I was doing extra stuff in the classroom or whatever. He had black eyes. What can I say? He had black eyes. There was something desperately wrong with that teacher, but I'm stuck in the class anyways, right? So him and our eyes, my eyes and his eyes would lock because he was not a good person. There's something else inside of there that wasn't good. He hated me.
But that was something spiritually you were picking up on, though.
Right. Thankfully, mom and dad, I had parents who side on the side of me.
Yeah, but there's a lot of parents that go into the school and say, "So, Sally, what did you do?"
Yeah, it becomes your fault,
Holly,
your problem. It can't be that just a teacher. Why would a teacher just pick on you? You have to be causing a disruption in the class.
Of course.
You have to be blah, 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 blah. And you have to sit there and try to prove it. And a lot of times you can't. So you end up dejected. You end up, the insides of you get tore up after years and years of that happening.
Mhm.
You get defeated.
Absolutely.
And you blame yourself and tell yourself it's all you. You have to change your personality because you're too this and you're too that.
Yeah.
You're too loud and you're too.
And you just because you're in a category that they're not in, or a category that they haven't developed an image for. Okay,
Right.
because
Right.
they have an image for this one, an image for that one. But if you fall in one that they didn't develop an image for, they take you and they put you in one of them, and you're like, wait, but that's not me. either.
That's not me
Right.
at all.
And
Exactly.
then
But they
you
don't
make
like
your
you.
body-
They don't like you to be in a category that they don't have an icon for.
Oh.
Absolutely
You know,
not.
oh no, they don't want that. They don't.
Are you in a category that they don't have an icon for? I think you probably are. That's why you're attracted to what we're doing here at Forever Free TV. And we're going to continue that conversation. We are going to continue that conversation tomorrow at the same time at 6 p.m. PST, because we are getting to the spot this week where we're not going to just be hearing these things, nodding our heads. You're going to get a chance to activate your understanding to a spot where you will be able to join with us and join the ICS. ICS, I got it properly. Independent Creator System. And realize that you're not alone. You're not the only person that's been observing what's going on. This is a situation, people from all different parts of the world, we are observing this. And together, we have decided to make a change. This is what's called a movement. Isn't that great? And we're calling through to the first 100. And guess what? Yesterday, my father, Pastor Steve, said he wants to be one of the first 100. I was so excited. Because think what he will be able to do for his generation. Think what he's going to be able to say that I could never say because of the experiences that he has had. So I'm very, very thankful for that. And I'm encouraging you to join with us. A couple of people have already joined in. So there is lots more room in the first 100. There's something to be said to be a leader, to be a person that was willing to say, yeah, I'm scared, but I'm going to be scared and still do something. And because this particular message came to me this morning, I am going to do my part and speak it into the world as we close this podcast for today. I'm going to read what I said because I'll probably be informed because it just came through as what it is. Okay? So this came at around 3 o'clock in the morning, August the 18th, 2026. This is the paper that it was scrabbled down on. I'm recording this for posterity. Okay? I say hi, it's Roxy. That's me. CEO of Forever Free Media, which is the home of Forever Free TV. I chose you because we are friends. I refuse to think that the statement is true. Never go to your family and friends. They will laugh at you and never support you. I've heard so many creators say, just block them and go to strangers. I am taking a I took a break from the internet because of my irritation with all y'all. Because I did go to my family and friends and they did not listen to me. But in coming back available in 2022, guess what? Again, I, Roxanne, have reconvened going to my family and friends first because I believe in the power of two. I believe that those around me are the family I was born into, are my first responsibility. And as such, we must come from within to without. That's why it always falls apart because you have a big creator, a big preacher, a big whatever, but when they go home, their children hate their guts. And then it all falls apart. So what we're going to do, although this is the most difficult, that's why I'm so pleased that my dad is one of the first of the 100. That is a very good sign. And he's 85 years old. And if he can do it, what's your excuse? Okay. I took a break off the internet. I told you that. Now I am back. And I've decided we will not let them have the internet. No, what I decided, that's not true. I decided, even though they have seemingly got the internet, even though they have seemingly got social media, we are not going to stand by at this moment and let AI drift along that same path. Forever Free Media and TV says our children and teams are not for sale. Our souls are not for sale. Through the ICS, Independent Creator System, we are taking back our internet and our social media. How? By developing our own online community of uncompromising soul creators who are learning their own value and sovereignty online. We have to become those people. You may not feel like you have enough to control anything or to create anything. So what? You got to start somewhere. And since I don't know you, why don't you start there? Hi, I am Roxy. I am learning to understand my own value and sovereignty and to become an independent creator. That sounds wonderful. Let's join up there. We can't fix the past. We can't make it over. We did. Let's cry. We're sorry and everything like that. But what can we do today? Let us not. We are learning how to use AI for good. We are not going to be stupid servants waiting for handouts. We are taking back our freedom online. Join us at Forever Free Media. Be on the first 100. Be of the first 100. ICS is the way home. Wow. And then I signed it. Roxanne, Dawn of Day. That's the first page. And I think that's a good spot to end with. ICS is the way home. Wow. I'm so pleased. And if you're listening to me, that means you're supposed to be one of the first 100. It's so exciting. We get to do something new. We get to explore new adventures together. So tomorrow, continue with me at 6 p.m. PST. Take time to go to foreverfreetv.com. Holly was uploading this podcast, the parts that you saw, that's longer. It's a 2-hour podcast. It's worth your while to go through it. If you've never heard of us, you can go on Forever Free TV, do your research, do your investigation, so that by the end of this week, you are ready to say, yes, I'm ready to sign up. I've gathered my money. I've gathered my we made it as minimal a price as we could. We will talk about that tomorrow. But for this right moment, open back your eyes to say, yes, I identify with some of the things that you were saying earlier, and it was difficult. But I am willing to take ownership of, yes, I was part of the problem, but now I'm going to be part of the solution. And we are part of that tonight. And we are going to walk out of here knowing that no matter what else has happened in our world, no matter how many negative things have happened in this world, I have this moment, I have this day, and I can say, yes, I am going to be an agent of change. That's why I have that up right there. We are the agents of change. We don't have to wait on anybody to validate us, to pick us. We can make the choices for ourselves and say, yes, we will be an agent of change. I am a soul of creation. I am a purple flame. I choose life. I stand with gratitude. So exciting. And that's how we're going to go out of here. We're not going to be crawling around. We're not going to bend the knee, bow the knee. We're going to stand up and say, we choose life. We choose freedom. We choose the children. And nobody's going to rain on our parade. And we're going to have the funding to do it ourselves. That's what our IPO is. We are self-funding. Every single one of us is going to take up the reality that, yes, I have children, I have grandchildren. I can sponsor somebody. I can sponsor one of those children so that they can come with Roxy, come with Holly, and learn what it means to be an independent creator. Isn't that exciting? So we're going to play this one more time, and we're going to play something new as we go out of this session, knowing that there is hope, there is life, and we can do it.
take that chance. A leap of faith. Your soul is the key to open the gate. Something else, that's something new, not something that is tried and true, but something that your soul can find. A feeling, not a state of mind. That's something new. Take a chance and you will see your soul will grow immediately. Once you've tried it, you'll agree that something new will set you free. I've been told, and it is true,